Welcome to New York Giants Full Access. What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Welcome to another episode of New York Giants Full Access with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment in the chat, and let's get into it. The New York Giants are 2-0 in the regular season after the first two games since 2016. And man, it feels good to have another Victory Monday. 2 Victory Mondays in a row. Hey, we're doing big things over here with the New York Giants. So let's get into it. Let's do a breakdown of this Carolina Panthers game. We won 19-16, another ugly victory. The first victory is against the Titans, 21-20. So we've put up 40 points in 2 games. So we're averaging 20 points a game. A lot of fans are not happy about us only averaging 20 points a game, but our defense is only allowing 18 points a game. So that equated to 2 victories. Our defense on average is only letting up 18 points a game without our 2 top edge rushers and 1 game without our number 2 corner, Aaron Robinson. Wink Martindale deserves a lot of credit for the start that the Giants have going so far. Wink Martindale has turned his defense around. We are an aggressive defense. Yes, the rushing against the rush isn't looking very good. I believe we're one of the bottom teams as far as stopping the run game, but we faced Christian McCaffrey and King Henry the first 2 games, and let's be honest with you, most of those rush yards came on 1 play with the Carolina Panthers when Christian McCaffrey broke off a 49-yard run, even though Jahad Ward was held on that play and they didn't call it, so he broke off that run. A bad angle by Belton allowed him to get those yards on that play. But other than that 1 play, we did pretty well against Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers running game. Our defense, I truly believe, is going to be very special. Once we get Thibodeau or Ojulari back, Ox, now that they call him O'Shane Ximines, is playing out his mind. Jahad Ward is a great leader for this defense. Dane Belton, even though I mentioned he took a bad angle against Christian McCaffrey on that run, he had a very good game as well. Fumble recovery on his very first play in the NFL, and he did some very good coverage against tight ends and Chris McCaffrey in the slot. Xavier McKinney did very well against Christian McCaffrey in the slot. Julian Love out there flying around. We did lose Leo towards the end of the game. Hopefully his knee injury is not that bad. It's been reported that it isn't that bad, but we did that without Leo for most of the second half and without Thibodeau or Ojulari. When we get those guys back, expect us to get a lot of sacks against these teams that we're going to play against coming up. We got the Cowboys coming up with Cooper Rush. Yes, they are coming off a victory against the Bengals, but I told people, when you don't have protection for your quarterback, I don't care who the quarterback is, teams are going to struggle. This man, Joe Burrow, is a good quarterback. We all know that he's a good quarterback on the verge of being great, but he's not getting protected out there with the Bengals, and you see it. All those weapons and everything out there, they're not able to establish a win versus Mitch Trubisky and Cooper Rush. Think about that. They scored 20 points the first game, and they scored 17 points the second game. So our offense is actually averaging more points than what the Bengals offense is averaging. Why? Because of protection issues. They signed those linemen. The lineman was supposed to come up and ensure that protection, and it hasn't happened yet, and that's why they're struggling. I continue to tell you guys that the game is won in the trenches. and we have half of the trenches fixed. Our defensive line is not allowing these teams to go up and down the field like they were last year. We're not playing that bend but don't break defense. We're actually playing get his ass on defense, pause. And we're coming after these quarterbacks. We came after Baker Mayfield. We made a run out the pocket and try to make plays, and he couldn't make those plays. We made Tannehill run out the pocket and try to make plays, and he didn't make enough plays in order to beat us. So we're doing very good on defense, no matter what the reports are saying that we may have one of the worst rushing defenses in the league. Those came against Derrick Henry and Chris McCaffrey breaking off a 49-yard run off a holding penalty that was not called. But other than that, we've been good. Our passing defense is mid-tier, way better than what people thought. People thought that people were just going to come out there and just air us out because Aaron Robinson wasn't playing that well in the preseason and Cordell Flott had to start. And yes, he did get burnt by DJ Moore on a couple of plays in the third quarter, but other than that, you really didn't hear much from him. Fabian Monroe, he did a very good job filling in, coming off the practice squad. Tony Jefferson doing very well coming in off the practice squad, and our linebackers shored up their coverage in the second game. And Wink Martindale adjusted. Instead of letting Tay Crowder handle Chris McCaffrey, put Xavier McKinney in the box. And shout out to Xavier McKinney for being for the team and taking on that responsibility, knowing that he's not going to be able to patrol the field and maybe get some of those interceptions that we predict him to get when it comes to this particular game. And maybe we do that going forward if we have a running back on a team that's very dangerous, like an Alpha Kamara or someone like that. So shout out to those guys for being selfless and going out there and getting the victory. Now, the offensive side of the ball, yes, we have a lot to work on. Yes, does Daniel Jones have a lot to work on? Yes. Did he miss a couple of receivers? Yes. But it's a difference between criticism and downright hate. A lot of these Giants fans are saying we're winning in spite of Daniel Jones. That's just not true. Daniel Jones has made some plays to where we won the game. He drove us down the field when we were down 13-6, got it tied up, and drove us down the field 2 more times to get 2 more field goals in order to win that game. Are they field goals? Yes. But you have to look at the actual plays and see exactly what happened and why we had to settle for those field goals. I can't wait to do the film review on Daniel Jones. I'm going to show you the throws that he missed, and I'm going to show you the plays that he made. Is Daniel Jones a top-tier quarterback in his league? No. But he could if our protection gets better. Let's not act like the protection has been just absolutely flawless and he's just sitting there not hitting receivers. That's not true. The dude is running for his life. And his offensive line is going to take time to gel. Evan Neal has to get into his groove. Mark Lewinsky has to show up more. Feliciano has to show up more. Maybe, he had a passing in his family, and maybe he's not all the way back from that passing. Prayers out to him. Hopefully everything gets back correct and he can go back on the field and start to dominate like we want him to. But if not, he's a career backup. We understand. Zudu has to learn how to get his pass blocking a little bit better. So does Ben Bredesen. Now, Andrew Thomas is the only stalwart on this offensive line so far. Is Evan Neal sorry? No, I'm not saying that. Evan Neal is doing a pretty good job. He just has to learn to keep his balance and start using that big frame to dominate. Get a little bit lower in your frame and don't let these guys get in your chest and push you back and get you off balance to where you're falling trying to make a block. And that will come. Andrew Thomas went through the same thing in his rookie year. And once he got it, look how dominant Andrew Thomas is looking. And I believe Evan Neal is going to do the same thing. The running game, I told you guys that the Carolina Panthers was going to come and stop the run game. And Saquon Barkley still managed to get 71 yards on 21 carries. Is that great? No, it's only about 3.5 yards per carry. It's not great, but it's not horrible either. Yes, we broke a couple of runs in the second half when the offense started to, pass the ball around a little bit more. But yes, this offense has a long way to go. But let's not act like we just not doing anything on offense. We're averaging 20 points a game. Is that great? No. Is that horrible? No. I've seen offenses average way less than 20 points. Our offense last year. Daniel Jones, I don't care what you say about the kid. The kid has progressed. He's gotten better in the pocket. And yes, his field vision is not up there with an Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes or Justin Herbert, not even a Joe Burrow. But those guys are tremendous talents. They're tremendous talents. Not many guys are going to have the field vision that these guys have. Would you say that we'll be doing better right now if we had a Carson Wentz or Jared Goff or someone like that? I don't think so. Only quarterbacks that I would take over Daniel Jones right now are the quarterbacks that's at the top upper echelon in the league. It's just the way that it is. Is Daniel Jones the main reason why we're winning? No. But are we winning in spite of Daniel Jones? No. Daniel Jones is contributing to wins for the New York Giants. Last year, would he had came in and made that run to end the game where the defense didn't have to go back on the field? No, he wouldn't have. Like G Nation Big Blue said, shout out to him. He would have probably turned the ball over, or he would have got sacked and we would have to kick the ball back, or he would have threw it away and kicked the ball back to the Panthers with the timeout with about a minute 30 left to go drive down the field and maybe score or get a field goal to tie the game and send it to overtime. But he overcame that. They put the ball in his hands and he made the right decision and he got us the victory. We were in victory formation. Think about that. We didn't have to wait for a missed field goal or hope that we block the field goal or hope the defense gets off the field. No, he put it in his hands and he put us in victory formation at the end of the game. How many times have we seen this offense be in victory formation at the end of the game? Not many. So that's progress. There's a lot of factors to go on why this offense is sputtering. First, we have a first-year coach, offensive coordinator that's calling plays for the very first time. That's a factor. We have an offensive line that has a lot of inexperience on our offensive line. That's a factor. We have a receiving core that doesn't have a number one or number two receiver. Kenny Galladay said he took his bags and went home. I doubt that is like that, but if it is, okay, that's supposed to be his main receiver. Slayton can't even crack the active lineup. Wan'Dale Robinson is hurt. Shep is still coming back off of Achilles injury. Kadarius Toney, there's rumors that he doesn't know the playbook fully, and he's bothered by a hamstring. David Seals, I mean, this is really his first action in the pros as well. This is like his rookie season. And then we have Richie James, who's coming off a knee injury himself, but he looks like our number one receiver right now. So is Daniel Jones going out there with a plethora of weapons like those top quarterbacks? No, he's not, but he's making do with what he has. How many quarterbacks in the league can go out there with this offense and put up 30 points a game like you guys want? 30 points, 30 points, 30 points. Oh, Daniel Jones is trash because we're not putting up 30 points a game. It's just not true. Give the man credit when credit is due. Give him a little bit of credit. My goodness. Is he the main reason why we're winning? No, but is he a reason why we almost come to losing? No, he's one of the reasons why we've won. When we were down 13-6, that drive that he put together was pretty good. He made passes across his body in the middle to Richie James to get the first down on third downs. He made the pass to Tanner Hudson. He made the pass to Bellinger to get the touchdown to tie it up 13-13. When I promise you, most of those fans in that building and most of you fans at home, when we went down 13-6, you were like, oh man, here we go, we finna lose. You can't tell me that you weren't thinking like that. But guess what? Daniel Jones, this season so far, the first two games when we were down, he's played his best football, and I'm gonna show you in a video. So give the kid a little bit of credit. Just a little bit of credit. I'm not saying you got to say that he's the future, because honestly, I like Daniel Jones, but right now the way that he's playing, he won't be the future in my honest opinion. They're going to want to get their quarterback. They didn't draft Daniel Jones. They have no ties to Daniel Jones, but I believe they do like Daniel Jones. They put the ball in his hands when we need something the most. They put the ball in his hands. Saquon Barkley, yes, he saved us against the Tennessee Titans the very first game. Yes, I admit that. But the second game, I told you, the Carolina Panthers were going to stop the run, and they did. And guess what? When we needed Daniel Jones the most, I don't care what you say, he stepped up and he showed out and he got us the victory when we needed him the most, with the help of the defense with the help of Graham Gano's leg. In the first 2 weeks, Daniel Jones has 2 drives to where he let us down to get points and to win the game. The very first game against the Titans, he led us to a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to win that game 21-20. And this game, he led us down 13-6, led us to a touchdown, and led us to a field goal at the end of the game to win against the Panthers. And then he closed it out to get the first down and did not let that defense, who may have been tired of playing very well the whole game, go back on that field and have to stop the Panthers again. You know what? He took it in his hands. He said, you know what? We finna get out of here with this dub. So I'm actually proud of the kid. He's taking a step forward. No matter if you want to bash him or not, yes, he deserves criticism. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve criticism, but a lot of quarterbacks miss plays on that field. And yes, he's missing plays on the field. Yes, he missed the open Kadarius Toney. I have to watch the film on whether he missed Shepard or not in the back of the end zone on one of those first 2 field goals, because he got sacked on the play. So we have to see. But the Giants are 2-0. Victory Monday, 2 weeks in a row. I don't care what you say. We have to be happy about this team going forward. We got the Cowboys coming up next with Cooper Rush. Hopefully we don't falter like the Bengals did and get that 3rd victory. This has been New York Giants Full Access with Big Pat Sports Talk. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. And until the next episode, you know what it is, man. Peace. This has been a Big Blue Crew production.